Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. One more thing I wanted to add before we get started here is that I will pick up on the energies of the cards based on the surrounding cards. And the meanings will come through differently every time based on the other cards that are there in the reading. And I get asked this a lot, like how come the meaning of the card is changing? Because the surrounding cards are changing. And I will periodically explain to you why I say what I say, because of the energies of the cards that are there in the reading at that point in time. And I also give you references to the energies that are picked up on the prior cards, and that will affect the meaning of the cards that come after that. So I just wanted to put it out there so that you're mindful of which cards are paired up in the reading. Now, let's get to it. So the first card you have, Cancerians, is number 2, and it says communication. Further, it says P, P-E-A, P. And as you can see, there's a pea pod, there's a lot of seeds, which are the peas, of course. Inside these 2 pea pods. And there are peas that are falling out of one, and the other pea pod is like kind of protective of its seeds. So I feel that, and this is the energy. And if you see there is an ink bottle here, there is a feather that is dipped in it. Again, filling ink or using ink to communicate, to express, to write this ink splash all over this card. There are stars, there are leaves. There is a water element. This is a water element communication. Even though it should be an air element, but I feel that in this case, it's coming through as a water element. So let us see what this means for you, Cancerians. I feel that, this is more about communicating, of course, but communicating with people in order to deepen the relationships, to understand people better, to clear misunderstandings, to have those meaningful discussions and conversations, to share a part of yourself with the other person. It's like, when these peas and these seeds are in the pea pod, they're very protective, just like yourself. You have that crab shell as your life, right? The crab, the hard shell protects the wee heart of the Cancerians. But you come out of your shell when you feel safe, when you feel that it's okay to come out now. Otherwise, you're like, otherwise you retreat inside your shell. And I feel that this is a time for you to use communication to, to connect with people, to create through communication. You might be into some creative art. You might be using your voice for something. You might be sharing even your thoughts, like maybe you're a speaker, maybe you're a notable speaker on stage or for a company or for a team. And, or in general, maybe in the community where you're now opening up, or this energy is encouraging you to open up. And share what you have, share what's in your heart and your mind. Not just talk, but listen also, because back and forth communication, listening and speaking, both is essential for building strong bonds with people. So I just feel that in the next few days, Cancerians, you will feel the urge to speak your mind and heart out, to say things. And when you do so, make sure you have that clarity. You're not leaving any room for misunderstanding. Do it with kindness, do it with compassion. Listen to people, what they have to say. Lend your ear, lend a shoulder. If there is something you've been holding back from talking about or having those debates or conversations or back and forth, agreement, disagreement, go and have it. Don't delay it any further, because this is a time for you to collaborate with people. Be a part of a team, whether at your corporate or whether in a creative industry or performance arts. This is a time where you don't want to hold yourself. You don't want to hold your ideas back. This is a time where you can share with the world, share with the people, and stay connected. It further says here, from small shared words, great things can grow. And absolutely. So allow yourself, allow your emotions, allow your feelings to control the conversation, not to get the better of you. Don't allow your emotions to get the better of you, but allow your feelings to come through your words. You know, Cancerians, you have a very soft heart, and that for the most part, your soft heart is your strength. But sometimes you get a little vulnerable, you feel a little vulnerable, and that's when you start to get blunt and rude, and you know, your words sometimes start to sting. So here, you know, and you're ruled by the moon, and moon runs in cycles, and that kind of drives your emotions up and down. Sometimes it's a roller coaster. So don't allow that roller coaster of emotions or fear or any lower emotions or lower feelings to take over while you're having those conversations. Be gentle with your words. You know, it's I do feel that some of you, you know, it's like some of you might be partnered up. Like for example, if your partner forgot your, you know, some important date, maybe the day you met or the day you got engaged or something like that. Normally, you know, your typical reaction, Cancerians, which could be a little bit negative, would be to, you know, give that your partner a silent treatment or just, you know, kind of drop a few hints so that the partner can pick it up and try to guess what's going on, what's upsetting you and things like that. But the energy of this card is asking you to, you know, sway on the positive side, the upper side of this energy. You can, you know, tell your partner, like, I'm a little sad because we didn't, you know, celebrate our anniversary, which is today, or when we first met, you know, and it's really important to me, means a lot. Shall we go out? Shall we do this over the weekend or something like that? You know, that's the energy of this piece falling out of the pod, right? Where you're opening up gently and speaking your emotions clearly so that, you know, now you're able to build that connection and strengthen your bond rather than create any confusion or create any kind of misunderstanding. So that's not, so that's the energy of this card. Like, speak clearly and express yourself. Some of you, I feel that are, and you know, having some kind of communication, like kind of a dinner table communication, or maybe you have like a ritual where the family and friends come together. One, you know, maybe family comes together for one meal at least, or friends come together once a month or something like that. You know, because when we are able to speak our heart out, that's the therapy for the soul. That's soul therapy. So I do feel that this will help you to strengthen your connections, and it will make you know, it'll make your social life much better. It'll make your relationships much better. The next card you have, Cancer, is the energy of the 10th house, which is the house of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Mountain code. That's what Capricorn energy is all about. That's what the collective Capricorn energy is all about. The mountain code, the ambitious code, you know, putting in the word foundation, discipline. That's what the planet Saturn teaches us. Responsibility, you know, to keep putting in the work, to keep moving upwards. Yes. Does it take time? Yes. Does it take energy? Yes. Does it tire us out? Yes. But that's what this energy is about. Creating those foundations which are not built overnight. It takes a long time to put in the work and create something solid. It further says here, your dreams are valid. With patience, hard work, and a solid plan, you can achieve anything. Take one step at a time. Your efforts today are building the life of tomorrow. So this energy, Cancerians, is asking you to build something solid for yourself. Whether it's a project, whether it's your hobby, whether it's a business, whether it's finances, or you know, you could be into architecture, building, creating stronger foundations for the buildings, for commercial buildings. It could be anything, or you know, having maybe you have a goal now, you have a dream plan, you want to accomplish something, you want to create something solid for yourself. So this energy is asking you to have that plan and put that plan into action and be disciplined about it. You need to, you know, keep working at it, take those baby steps, you know, keep pushing forward one day at a time. So this energy is all about being responsible with your actions, with your time, being reliable also, because Capricorn is an earth energy. It's a cardinal earth energy. So cardinal signs are beginners. So something that you are probably beginning or you want to begin. I feel that whatever project you put your time and energy into with full heart and soul, you will create something that will go the distance, whether it's building relationships, whether it's building your career, whether it's whether it's like taking up a new course and reading it and researching it and studying it so well that setting it so well that you are able to create solid foundations for yourself. I feel that either you are saving up your finances because you want to build a home and you want to create that solid foundation and that warm, cozy home for yourself. Yeah, because this energy, Cancerians, is going to give you that boost of energy. This is like, a push from the universe to go and build. It's like, for example, for you Cancerians, you are the cardinal water sign and you're dealing here with cardinal earth sign. So when the cardinal earth and cardinal water come together, it creates a lot of fertility, a lot of green, some solid foundation where flora can grow, where plants can grow. It creates a very fertile ground when these two energies come together. So you can create something really beautiful for yourself, whether it's financially or whether it's career-wise. It could be anything. Something that will turn into a legacy for you, something that you will create for generations to come. Whether it's, creating your own home, like I said, you could be, because you are the crab, you like to retreat in your cozy crab shell. So you might be, trying to get some loans or trying to build a house. So step by step, one step at a time. So I do feel that some of you are making some few, like a 5-year plan kind of a thing, where you're able to control your budget, manage your finances, understand where you need to invest and things like that, and how you need to budget, maybe month to month, maybe year to year, something like that, In the ancient times, there is something called as a cornerstone, which was used, to lay the ground for the buildings back then, in the good old days. And once that cornerstone was set, that was the very first stone against where all other stones were, were aligned with that cornerstone. So how that cornerstone was laid had to be perfect. And this energy, Cancerians, is asking you to be your own cornerstone. Be your own cornerstone. Create that solid foundation. Create that solid base for yourself, whether it's a business, whether it's in your personal life or professional life. Something that will go for generations, something that can be passed down through generations. When people like now there are a few jobs that are more steady that offer pension and things like that. But in the olden times, people used to work for years and decades. And, it was a slow-paced work. Yes, it was a consistent work. But it was not as rushed as the jobs. And those jobs back then, they came with perks like pensions and retirement benefits and things like that. So it might not be a hefty amount like today, but, it was something that goes on for a long time. It goes on for a long, long time. It's that security people worked for. It's that, it's that reserve, that long-term stability and security that people worked towards, so that when they retire, they get the rewards for it. So for some of you, I do feel that you're either upskilling, learning a skill, maybe I'm getting also technology skills or financial skills, maybe accounting, budgeting, and things like that. Something that will add value to you. Maybe you're in finances already and you're picking up a course that will help you, restructure finances either personally or at your work. Some of you could be actually looking into funds, mutual funds, investments, all age funds, or paying off some kind of funds or debts, or something like that, to do with finances. Today in modern days, there is an option to have spreadsheets and apps and enter the information and then budget strongly. So some of you could be into that as well. This is also an energy of preservation, how maybe some of you are into preserving something about your ancestral, the heritage, the traditions, the crafts, the food that were made, the cuisine, or something like that. Maybe it's an object, or maybe it's a piece of jewelry or a piece of clothing or something from the past that has heritage value, that has a historical value, something you might be working towards in terms of preserving. This could also be preserving older, ancient, historic buildings even. Some of you could be into that as well. The next card you have, Cancerians, is the Two of Swords. This is air energy. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius are the air elements, and this is minor arcana. Now, if you see in this picture, this person is facing the other side. She's not facing us. She's not facing outside. She's facing towards the water body. And yeah, she has two swords that are, that she's trying to balance. And she's also tapping into her emotional space, into her heart space to make those decisions. But she's indecisive at this point in time. So I do feel, over here it says, you do not have to decide right now. It is wise to step back, block out the noise, and find your center. This is not weakness. It is strategic peace. You're gathering your inner strength before you choose your path. So this energy, Cancerians, is about, not being able to decide. Either you're feeling, pulled in two different directions, and you don't know which one to choose, where to go, because you don't know. You don't have all the facts of the paths that are ahead of you or in front of you. So I do feel, and this is not a time of pressure, not a time to pressurize yourself or to feel pressured by the external world. It's okay. You need to right now just find your, stay grounded and find your peace. Find your inner peace, center yourself, and then weigh out your options. And while you do so, make sure that there is alignment with your heart and mind. See, a moon is your ruler, and I feel at this point in time, your emotions are a little bit on a roller coaster ride. 4th house energy, Cancerians, is the energy of family, home. Right now, I do feel some kind of an inner turmoil. You might be, split into two paths or split into two minds. And this Two of Swords moment is that deliberate pause for you. It's the time where, you take a step back, and if there is a decision that you're trying to make, if it's a path that you're trying to choose, don't do it until you feel at peace. So try some meditation and spiritual practices, and only when you feel grounded and centered, you should go ahead and make those decisions. Also, if there is any kind of an emotional turmoil around you, any kind of an emotional drama going on around you, whether at your workplace or house or the community, take a step away from that. It's the timeout that the universe is asking you to take. And we have timeouts in sports, even that timeout is a moment where the teammates will regroup. They will take a break, pause, calm themselves down, maybe have a new strategy, a new plan in action, and things like that. So this is that Two of Swords moment, playing out in the sports teams. Some of you Cancerians might be taking a break from news is what I'm picking up, because it's, it's zapping your emotional energy is what I'm picking up on this. That some of you are staying away from news and hearing things that cause any kind of turmoil within you. So the solution to it is spend time, spend time with yourself, connect with your heart space, with your mind space, being both aligned with each other. Talk things out to yourself, and without feeling the pressure, pick a path or a direction that sits well with your heart, mind, and soul. So, yeah, for some of you, I feel you could be choosing between job options, job offers, and you're having a hard time deciding. Maybe they're both equally good. So if you take that pause right now, considering if that's what your dilemma is, I feel that if you take that to 3 days pause, things will become much, much clearer to you, and it will, come to you naturally. You don't have to force yourself to make a decision. I'm also getting that some of you might be wanting to sell your homes, but you've taken it off the market because things are, way too chaotic outside. You might be feeling a little bit pushed here, pushed there, a little pressured, maybe from the clients, maybe from the buyers. So I feel that you are, you're taking your house off the market because you want to wait for a much better and a calmer time to sell the property so that you have your peace of mind. And I'll tell you, Raphael, the tennis player, everybody knows he has that pre-serve ritual of his where he takes a moment to himself. He blocks out all the external noise, the crowd, their cheering, their noises, and he just finds that calm and centered bliss inside of him. And then he begins the game. So that's his moment of pause, that Two of Swords moment where he regroups his thoughts, his strategy, he finds focus, and then he starts to play. And last but not the least, Cancerians, you have the card of harmony, and it says, I am open to the idea that I am the image of God. As such, I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn all the darkness in me into light. In the absence of complaints, anger, and hatred, I find harmony. Yeah, again, finding that peaceful place inside of you, that balanced space where everything is just, working together beautifully in a very smooth and gentle way. If Father says you're all as well, you are in a state of balance, your inner world and your outer world are aligned. Breathe deeply and enjoy this feeling of flow. So not only inner peace, but also once we align ourselves internally, find that peace, it reflects on the outside and we create the external peace. So I do feel that you're in the, you're in the momentum of finding that harmonious, that Zen space for you by resolving any kind of external chaos or conflict that could surround you at this point in time. It could potentially surround you. I also feel that at home also you're trying to create that Zen space, peaceful place where everybody in the house feels supported, heard, loved, and they feel safe and happy. So you're trying to create that similar harmonious environment, not only inside of you, but in your external environment, whether it's your house or your office or your community or, whatever that is. I feel that, it's that energy, like some of you actually might be just too stressed out because of your work commitments and other demands that are there on your time and energy. And I feel that this energy is asking you to not stress over things, Cancerians. Take that time for yourself, listen to that music, take a hot bath or shower and put on a candle, a nice mist and music and lights and, make a nice, meal for yourself and things like that. So doing things that synergistically work together, create that harmonious peace so that there is no stress, there's no stress inside of you or outside of you. And that is the best way to not only feel grounded, but it's also a way to replenish your vitality. And I do feel that some of you might be spending some time in outdoors, maybe hiking in nature, could be near water, some could be in cabins. This reminds me of a cave. Some of you might be, going to some kind of a mountainous place where we see a lot of rocks or caves, just to connect with nature. You're to feel grounded too. Some of you might be actually spending more time with your friends and family, friends that feel like family and, near and dear ones, where you're just, being there with each other, spending time with each other, enjoying each other's company and a good meal. This is also a good time to resolve any kind of conflicts you had with your with anybody that is near and dear to you. Maybe it could have happened in the past, a few months ago or a few days ago, but I feel that this is a time where you'll let things go, let bygones be bygones. You'll make peace with the past and how things happen, and now focus on what is left of the connection to strengthen those bonds. Some of you Cancerians might be finding some kind of new outlets of expressing yourself, some creative performance, hobbies, things like that, where you're able to pour your heart and soul into it. You're able to express yourself, express your emotions through that craft. So Cancerians, these being general messages, will play out differently in your lives. Let me know how these play out in yours or in the environment around you, and hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.